this would be 4, that would be 3, that would be 2, and that would be 1. Then here I will get 4, here I will get 1, there I will get 3, then here I will have number 2. Then from there I want to determine the first point of penetration. I will start with point 1 here. From the top you see this one here. So 1 will penetrate from this length here. This is what I can see. That 1 will penetrate from that point there. So if I take it there, I know 1 is going to penetrate from the front. So that will be 1. So 1 will penetrate here on this point. That will be 1. Then I look for line number 2 to say now line number 2 will penetrate this here, going up in this type of line, and that 2 will penetrate in there, and that will be 2. Alright, I just want to cut the line weight because it must be in hidden details. I still have to come back and decide which one is a type of line and which one is hidden detail and so on. Then let us go to number 3. Number 3 will cut here. It's almost in the middle, but I will have to take it up. So number 3 will cut here in hidden details. So I know that at that point there, I'll be having number 3 at that point. Then number 4 will cut here at the bottom. This one at 4, it's almost already in. I believe it's not 100%. Alright, so I know now that at that point I have point 4 there. Alright, then from there I decide on the lines that are visible. One is visible in a type of line. From the front, I can see now this line 1 is visible. All of it is this line here. Remember, it is visible, all of it. Then I look at lines such as line 2 is also visible. I was correct to throw it in, adding a type of line. Then line 3 is in hidden details. So this line 3, I can just complete what I have started in hidden details there. Alright, then from there I look at line number 4 will also be visible. I will speak about line number 4. Let me not do it like that. It won't be so much visible because it will be in hidden details. So I will speak about number 4. What must happen now? Alright. Then from there, turning point will be at B. I have only one turning point there. So I am going to move in this point to say when I move from 1 in direction of 2, I don't pass. Meaning you must understand here that here the back, this is 1, 2 will penetrate there, 4 will be here, and this will be 3. So when I move from 1 in direction of 2. So when I move from 1 in direction of 2 here, this one here, I move from that 1 to that 2 there. That 1 to that 2 there, I will just move straight in a type of line. I do not pass any turning point. So I just move straight. Then from 2 to 3, when I move from 2 to that 3 there, I must pass through turning point at B between 2 and 2. Then I will then arrive at number 3. So if that is the case, what I will do by means of construction, I will take in this point B to cut between 2 and 3, meaning it will cut here. It is 2 and 3 to cut there. Then from there I can take it up to cut at B. So with this construction, I allow it to go and cut there. And immediately when it cuts there, you are able to can see here it is between 3 and 2. Then it is 1. I can cut it up to there. When this is my turning point. So from 2, I pass through in this turning point in hidden details. It will be at the back. Then from those hidden details, because now here it is going towards the back. Then from there to 3, it will go in hidden details then. I'll just continue up to number 3 in hidden details. Then when I move from 3 to 4, I'll just go in hidden details here because it is at the back already. Immediately when I came here, I started to move from 1, I passed 2, and I arrived at 10. Then immediately when I turn, everything that is going that side is going to be in hidden details. So from 3 here to 4, I will also go in hidden details there. So this one is also in hidden details. Then now, the most critical part is this one here. What must happen now here? Here what is going to happen when you look from the bottom, you can see now that 4 from 4 to back to 1, from 4 back to 1 I pass through the turning point again. So this turning point this time around I'm going to take it from here because 1 and 4 is on this side. So I do what I did there. Fine. So I'm saying now this one will go to the top there. Then now I allow it to cut at point B. So when I look at it, it will cut here. So when I move from 4 in hidden details, it is still in hidden details up to B. I go from 4 through turning point in hidden details. Then from those hidden details, from these hidden details, I can go back to 1 in a type of line. So here it is going to be visible when I move from turning point to 1 here. It will be a visible line. Then it simply tells me that this part here of the drawing will be in a type of line, and this one here, small portion will have to be in hidden details. That is what I can really share at the moment. So then from there, what I need is this in this line there to say from 4 up there, as it penetrates, it goes to the inside in hidden details again here. So here I also have small hidden details. So you need to zoom nicely on this area here so that you understand it better what is actually happening. Let me try to be hard on this hidden details so that you see what is really happening around that. Then from there, when I'm done, I believe the check of penetration is complete, just like that. Nothing more, nothing less. But what I can say around it, I can now move to the development of this surface. So as I move to the development of this surface, we now need to remember the principles of development. I just want to check here. If I plan my development, the longest length will be in this one here. Line 1 is the most long line. So I want to check if I plan in my answer. Yeah, because I was instructed that I make line ABC. So if you can look here, if I was correct, I was supposed to name in this line ABC here. So line AB will be in from that point and that point. Has to be the C. They asked me to start on that line. So immediately when I start on that line, that will be the line number 2. So as I move to the side here, I can decide to start here on the side so that this other lines doesn't really touch. Alright, so when I start my development, I can start from this side just to be safe enough, because now I need to plan. Planning is always essential. I need to do the planning. Alright, let me see now. I think that is one. Alright, this one. That one is quite big. Alright, I will start that one. So if I plan, I can just put in my base here on the side. I'm not sure if you are able to can see. I can just put in my base there, and I decide that I will start my development from this side. So as I start my development from this side, I say now that is line A, B, going to that direction. So As I go to line AB in that direction, I take the distance from line AB here. You'll be able to can see now that is the line AB. And remember the principle of true length, which states that when a line lies parallel to XY line, the opposite will be the true length. So the true length will only be from here. Here you will never get the true length. So just be careful. So I know now the moment that point there, that will be point yeah, that will be AB anyway, even though it is upside down, but then it is AB. That is what is important. Then we develop the square, if you remember. So if we develop the square, the true length will only be taken from the auxiliary view. Remember that true length was 35. Yes, let me just take it there. It was 35 from the auxiliary view. So from there I can cut it off, trying to get all four parts of the square. That will be phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and part number 4. So when I read in between is 1, 2, 3, 4 sides of the square. So from 1, which is the starting point, which was this one here, it was almost 2. Then from 2 I can go to 1, 4, 3. It doesn't matter which order do I use, but I decide to go. Yes, let me decide to say now. I go to, I do not want to take 1, it's quite long. Let me just go to 3. I'll go to 3. I'll go to 4. I'll go to 1. And I'll go back to A, which is 2. Remember A, this A here represents line 2, 2. Alright. Then from there, I can take the following lines in C type of line, so that I am able to do it. That one there, I need to pass this other one, pass there, that other one also pass, and the last one obviously will pass. So if that is the last one here, if you can check that other one, if that point is there, it's also cut there. So that is what I understand. The entire base at the moment will be visible in a type of line, and this part here, line A, will be visible in a type of line. That is the entire size of my development. So now I'm going to move in quickly to take distance at 3. So when I take distance at 3, I see I draw during the night. So no, yes, that will be distance for 3. I draw during the night. That will be fine. Then I take distance at 4. Let me just take somewhere 1 because the compass is almost open to its full length. So 1 is here. I put it, and from there I can take in 4. So remember what is going to happen now. Around line 1, 2, 3, 4, that is where I have the fold lines. So when you do the fold lines, you need an EB type of line. In terms of the drawing principle, you do all the fold lines in B type of lines. And remember, the B type of lines are not constructions and are not A type of line. They are just medium lines. They are B, very soft lines. That is what we do. Let me just cut these unnecessary lengths today so that you can see how nice the development is. Alright, then from there, if I am done, I need to consider in the turning points in between, the turning point at B. So when I decide on the turning point, I say now, this line at turning point, from the top here, I will say, turning point starts in here, turning point 1, and the turning point number 2 comes here. I have only one turning point. So let me say now, I want to name in the turning point. This was turning point number 1, and this was turning point number 2. So turning point number 1 at the front will be here. That will be turning point number 1. Turning point number 2 will be here. So turning point number 1 is between 3 and 2. Is this one? Turning point number 2 is there. Alright. If you remember, turning number 2 is between 4 and 1. 4 and 1. Then number 1 is there. That is why it is other way around. So what I do is that when I stand at 2 in direction of 3, I pass through the turning point, so I need in that small distance. When I am at 2 in direction of 3, so I look ways to 2 is this one here. Alright, it says this one here. From 2 in direction of 3, I see the turning point. Then from 4 in direction of 1, I see the turning point. It's almost the same size. From 4 in direction of 1, I see in the turning point. I have only 2 turning points. Then from there, easy type of line for now. I can just draw it, try to draw it there, and now I can measure in the distance. So yeah, alright. So the distance for the following turning point between 4 and 1, I have turning point at 2. So turning point at 2, the distance for turning point will be this one. It will be from the point of turning, which is 2. So this is this turning point there. It will be either. Then between which one did I take now? Between 4 and 1. Okay, that one. Then between 3 and 2, I must take in this one. Between 3 and 2, so it's when I move from 2 in direction of 3. It is around this point there. Alright, then from there you can see the development, the third part of the development in a type of line. We move from there. Then before it reaches 4, it passes through the turning point. So that one will go through the turning point. From the turning point, it will go straight to 4. Then from 4, it can go back to 3. Then from 3, it can go back to the turning point at 1. Then from the turning point at 1, it will go back to a C. So now, these lines around the turning points, you complete them in some sort of the chain lines in the type of line, just like when you do your center line. You don't complete them in the type of fold lines that are in solid, because the only purpose for that is to indicate that the drawing is turning around those lines. It doesn't actually fold, but it turns around that line. So if that is the case, the entire answer, I will stop it there, because I did answer everything in terms of the question and what was asked from me. So from me to you, I am quite happy. Enjoy. I will see you on the next round of the interpenetration and development. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.